draft, go through all the weekend. It's a special Wake and Bake with Steven and Jake and 4th and 11. A whole bunch of crap today. A whole bunch of crap. Sadly, Thursday, didn't get to say it on the Wake and Bake show on Friday, but it's been a long time coming for me to say this on a show since Thursday. John Havlicek died Thursday night. I am hurt. I'm not a Celtics fan, but if you are an NBA fan, you just know John Havlicek is a great player, and rest in peace, RIP to him. But as we get into this, you can hit me up on Twitter at Jacob Steiner if you have any questions about the show or have any, sports things that you want to hit us up for, and we'll talk about it in the show. Also, Steven at Aggie1914. What is going on today, Steven?
What's going on, guys? Start your morning off with Wake and Bake. Let's get into it.
Birthdays today, obviously, David Lee and Jay Cutler, not in the NFL anymore, and NBA guard Sham God. And if you don't know who that guy is, well, just look up the move that he does, and it's deadly. Those are ankle breakers right there. We get into it today. Steven, NFL draft recap. It was kind of uneventful for me. I don't know if you say the same, but besides Kyler Murray and then maybe the surprise of Daniel Jones going to New York, uneventful. It was outside. It was just awful.
Yeah, it seemed a lot like this year the draft seemed to be a bit more a Kyler Murray show. I think you saw a lot of the diehard fans in Tennessee for each team. But I think the real story was behind probably, the top 3 picks, where Arizona was heading towards. And obviously they chose Kyler Murray, and along with San Francisco choosing Nick Bosa. I think those picks right there were just kind of everyone wanted to see where they were going. After that, it was incredible how fast the draft died on Twitter. Not to mention that it did share the date as the Avengers Endgame coming out, and it did share the weekend as the season 8 episode 3 of Game of Thrones. So there's a lot of other distractions around the draft. So I think this year's draft, congratulations to everyone that was drafted, and we hope that you do well in the league. But it did seem like this year's draft was a bit overshadowed by all the hype in the movies and TV shows this week. So we'll see how the draftees go into the new season.
And I forgot to ask, you've had a rough week, man. You've had a rough week with your nights watching Avengers, then watching Game of Thrones. I don't really care about Game of Thrones, but you said you've cried all day long.
It definitely has been a rough week. The Knights lost in a horrible manner against the San Jose Sharks in Game 7. We just got done watching Avengers Endgame Sunday night, and then literally about 2 hours ago I just finished Game of Thrones, just so I could be on Twitter, because spoiler geeks are out there. So I literally couldn't get on any social media until I watched it. So I had to take an L for tonight in terms of my sleeping schedule and knock out Endgame Game of Thrones. So it's been definitely an emotional week. We got a great movie, a great TV show, and a horrible game. So we're looking forward to next week. Just kind of finishing up the games in the next couple of days for the NHL, and looking forward to summer ball. Camps and all around.
You're still pissed at me for jinxing your stupid nights. You're still pissed. I can see it in your eyes. You just want to come at me. You want to just say it to the world that I jinxed the Knights and their season's over because of me. You want to say it. I know you do. Come on.
Well, as you know, in terms of what happened, it happened, and there's no point talking about it right now. But yeah, at the time of the game, I was definitely a bit agitated to be the correct word. And Jacob, you did say a couple things that we won't get into now, but what's done is done. It's in the past, and there's no point keep it on because that's just not good for anybody, man. We
Just
gotta
let it go.
let it go, and just
No
move
grudges
on.
here. No grudges here.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we're gonna move on.
You're gonna still hold a grudge on
whatever is inside my body is inside my body, and whatever I put on the outside, that's what we'll talk about.
Hey, they still have next year, so I mean, it's not like in games where the whole world disappears by Thanos' snapping of the fingers. We're gonna have next season of hockey for the Knights. Hopefully, they can get a defender. Hopefully, they can keep these guys together, and we'll see what happens with them. But we still got hockey to go. But we don't care about that. We will get into hockey later. Giants quarterback Eli Manning and also Daniel Jones, their draftee, I think 6, right, Steven?
Mm-hmm.
Out of Duke. Obviously a surprising pick, a weird pick. I thought Dwayne Haskins, but Eli Manning could retire after this year because his contract is up. He could play for another team. We'll see at the end of the year, but right now, Steven, Eli Manning, he's on the hot seat, or is he not? Or are they just playing it out?
I think the Giants organization is continuing their strut with Eli Manning. I think with acquiring Daniel Jones, it is letting Eli know that, hey, we are susceptible to moving on from you. And I think this year, Eli's really got to come together and either one, show the Giants that he belongs in the QB1 position, or that his time is up. And take a page from out of his brother's book and say it's a retirement and enjoy retirement, enjoy his family. I think this is the year that we're going to see either Eli make or break. And I'm excited to see it because I've said it before. Eli's. I don't know anything. I don't know Eli at all.
He's quiet, dude.
He seems like a great guy, but if you're asking if he's a QB1 position in the NFL, I don't think so. I don't think he's been that way for a while. He has good moments, but I think they're moving in the right direction. I think the Giants acquiring Daniel Jones from Duke. I think from what he did as last season in Duke, he showed that he has potential to be a quarterback in the NFL, and maybe this year behind Eli, he'll see some things, he'll learn some things, and then come next year when Eli's contract is up and the Giants decide not to move in that direction, hey, we'll see Daniel Jones come out as a starter. If not, like you said, with anything, you've always got next year, and they'll grudge on like they have been, and then come the draft, they'll find someone else. So excited to see that the Giants are moving on, but we'll have to see how far they move on.
It'll be interesting to see because I thought Dwayne Haskins would be a perfect fit for the Giants with Saquon Barkley. Obviously, I wish Odell was there as well. But I just don't see Daniel Jones being that great of a quarterback. I mean, I think it was Mel Kiper. Someone said that he should go to the New England Patriots, learn under Bill Belichick, learn under Tom Brady. Now he's learning under Eli Manning, and I mean, maybe he can grow up to be the kryptonite of the New England Patriots later on, but I don't think, Daniel Jones will have to deal with the Patriots much longer as, the Patriots, Tom Brady's 41 now, Bill Belichick just turned 67 the other day. He's getting old. A lot of these Patriots are getting old, and the Giants, they come knocking on the door with Daniel Jones. Kyler Murray, on the other hand, getting a new coach in Cliff Kingsbury, a high-octane offense with Larry Fitzgerald. That could be good. Do you think, NFC West with the Rams, the Seahawks, now the Cardinals, maybe a healthy Jimmy Garoppolo with a Joey Bosa on the other side.
Nick Bosa.
Oh, yeah, Joey Bosa was... I can't...
Joey Bosa plays for the Chargers.
Well, I mean, that could be a pretty strong division right there if Kyler Murray plays out, Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy, and, we'll see. But right now, I am excited for the NFL season. Who do you think is the best quarterback out of this draft?
No, Kyler, by far. I think Kyler proved it by going first round, first pick. Anybody that says otherwise, I think, is kind of lying to themselves. Kyler Murray is the overall best quarterback in the draft, probably in the past 2 years, I think. I got to hand it my boy Baker last year. I do like Baker. think he's a great quarterback, but in terms of overall, Kyler's got it. I mean, I've been following Kyler for a while in terms of my parents. My family lives in Allen, and he came from Allen, and so I know about his background and all that. But Kyler, I think if you're asking overall best quarterback of the draft, definitely Kyler Murray.
Slow down. Did you just say Baker Mayfield is not better than Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray hasn't played a game in the NFL yet?
I think if you're asking Kyler Murray, who I would pick over Kyler Murray or Baker Mayfield in terms of what I want in a quarterback, what Coach Steven wants in a quarterback, it would be Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, I think, has the better overall chance of a quarterback lifespan in the NFL. NFL stands for not for long. I love Baker. Baker's a great guy. He's a great quarterback. But I'm excited to see Kyler. And any dude that can go 48-0 in a high school, in a Texas high school football, and then go to OU, learn behind Baker, get a Heisman Trophy winner, and then be drafted number 1, along being drafted to the A's. That's someone to look for, and we'll definitely see a lot of him this season.
I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you were another coach in the NFL and I was another coach, I'd be better picking right now because Baker Mayfield is by far a better quarterback. I'm not going to make a short joke, but Kyler Murray is small. There's not very many small quarterbacks that are good. He's more of a runner. We've seen a lot of running quarterbacks fall off in the last few years. Baker Mayfield's had to learn coming out of the pocket. Kyler Murray, to me, looks like a Johnny Manziel that can throw, and he's faster. He does the exact same things, and I'm curious to see what happens in Arizona because Cliff Kingsbury, I don't like that coach. He doesn't play defense. Defense wins championships. He has sometimes an average offense at most. What is wrong with you picking Kyler Murray?
Like I said, Kyler Murray, I think if you think about it in terms of just general, Baker Mayfield right now, yes, could be saying he's better than Kyler Murray. He's also had a year in the NFL. I'm taking Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield starting off as a draft rookie, coming in the draft, being picked number 1 overall. Which one would I take? I'd pick Kyler. I think Kyler is the better substantial quarterback than Baker. Baker is a great quarterback, but if I mix Baker with Johnny Manziel and Brett Favre, he's got the talent that Johnny Manziel has, but he also has the stubbornness of Brett Favre in terms of he doesn't roll with the punches. He tries to get those extra yards. He tries to bust through. He tries to make those big plays. Granted, that's what you need in the NFL, but in terms of who's smarter as a quarterback, I think Kyler Murray is. Now, like I said, Baker's had a year in the NFL now, so look, but Kyler Murray's going to be starting off with Cliff Kingsbury, an offensive-led coach that has shown that he can work well with a gunslinger at Texas Tech. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, he's not a defense-oriented coach. That's why there's called a defense coordinator to do that for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had that at Texas Tech as well, but that worked out well.
So if you're asking going into the rookie year, who would I see doing more? Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray has a better offensive weapons. Baker does now. Baker does now too. He's got OBJ. He's got Njoku. He's got Juice. But Kyler Murray coming into his rookie year has Christian Kirk, has Larry Fitzgerald, has David Johnson. I mean, these are top tier targets, and so I'm excited to see Kyler. I would take Kyler over Baker starting off their rookie year, not now, because that's unfair to compare the two. Baker's had a year in the NFL now, so I'm saying
that's fair. That's fair.
Going into a draft, saying Baker, you're now in the Browns, Kyler, you're now in the Cardinals. Who would I expect to see more? Kyler wins that one.
I'm going to yawn at this argument. I'm done with it. Done with it. You can pick whoever you want. We will have fun seeing Kyler in a ugly Arizona Cardinals uniform. And we'll see who plays out better. We'll see. I'm anxious to see it. And next, who are you most excited to see out of this 2019 draft class? Who are you most excited to see in the NFL next year?
I mean, we're going back and forth between the draft class. I'm excited to see Kyler. I'm excited to see Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa played well at Ohio State, and he's going to be on the fresh 49ers. It'd be good to see how he does. I'm also excited to see a kind of a little tidbit here that I saw on the 220th pick of the 2019 draft. The Texans select the I'm gonna butcher this name, Gustapolo, number 12 of the Texas A&M Aggies, the 12th man.
Fullback, right?
Yeah, he gets to stay in his hometown, Houston. He's gonna be a Houston Texans fullback. I'm excited to see him. I've said it before that he has a lot of heart, a lot of potential, and I'm excited to see that. I'm pretty sure I can find some other people, but
I love that pick because my type of offense is using a fullback at the goal line, or when they're 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, use the fullback.
Right.
I like that pick.
Right. And then if you're asking just who I'm excited to see overall in the upcoming season, I'm gonna go Baker. I'm excited to see the Browns organization.
This is draftees.
Well, you said excited to see the next 2019 season and the drafts. So that's what I'm saying.
No,
all right.
I did not say. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So the draft. If you're asking for the draft, then I'm gonna go Kyler.
Yep.
Kyler's number 1.
You misheard me. Okay. Yep.
Kyler's number 1.
Yeah. I'm gonna go, and Kyler Murray's teammate, Marquise Brown, Antonio Brown's. I think it's Marquise Brown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know he's Antonio Brown's brother or cousin, whatever. He's coming off that foot injury. Can he prove it in Baltimore?
I think so. I think they're setting up nice with Lamar Jackson in the pocket. They're giving him a good quarterback with an arm, a smart quarterback, and I think if he stays healthy, then we'll see a lot from him coming into Baltimore's.
All right. Well, real quick, we all know the Patriots are favorited, whatever you want to say, but is there anyone that snuck up on the Patriots after the draft? Is there anyone, Steven? I think Cleveland stayed right there next to them. You got the Rams that really did nothing. We don't really care about the Rams after the way they performed in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't see any big honorable mentions to in terms of just overall team quality. Like I said, the draft just wasn't that big of a draft this year. With the individuals, we could talk about individuals all day long, but there's no I in team. If you're asking who I think can knock the Patriots off their high horse, the Browns, we talked about before, the Browns, maybe the Texans. I think the Texans get past the Patriot kryptonite. The Texans can, but we said the Patriots didn't do that much in the draft anyway. I think they had a stacked team. They had some good pickups here and there, but we'll have to see how this season goes in terms of just what we're looking at overall team wise, and not the individuals.
Well, it's time for a little bit of a special. We're bringing it to y'all the Monday rant that I usually do, but now I have Steven right next to me. We've heard bull BS calls over the last few months, dating back to last year, and you can go throughout the century and call bad calls. It's all about referees today. So, well, the referees last night, yesterday afternoon, big Rockets fan, and I did not like the calls in the last few minutes of the game. What the WTF? Why are you shaking your head? No, I did not like those calls at all.
was a bad call. The refs definitely screwed that up. But there's nothing we can do about it. Refs lost us that game. Yes, people can say there's why couldn't your power play stop? This was the end of the game, of the Game 7 series. Our boys were tired. This was the last period. We had 5 on 4 for 5 minutes. And yeah, they scored four goals in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. But there's no reason for that to be happening. The refs messed up the call. Just like with the NFL this year in terms of updating their rules. That coaching challenge I think that's going to have to be implemented into the NHL. The coach can definitely challenge or call for a replay of the penalty was given if they decide that penalty should be called. With discretion, you give it one of the coaches every time there's a penalty challenge again. But for that instance right there, there's got to be some better fix. Obviously, we get the NFL about how the refs are going. They're always going to until you love them. But yeah, this definitely NHL postseason. I mean, just the amount of blown calls, the amount of horseshit calls that I've seen. I mean, it's stacked up, and it came to a climax against the Knights. And we are where we are now. We can't really do anything about it, except we can talk about it next week. There's another bad goal against the Sharks, or against the Islanders, or against the Bruins. But we'll see. Right now, yeah, definitely the referees goes up front.
Well, I mean, I don't really. I remember I said this a long time ago because we were playing one-on-one. Me and my brother, basketball. My dad was calling, fouls and all that. My brother didn't like the foul call, so he called my dad a Ritz ref. That stuck with me. And the NFL did bring Ritz refs into the NFL a while back. A lot of people had angry thoughts about them. I didn't hate them. I didn't, because Seattle won against Green Bay that one time. But bring back the rules. If you can't freaking fix your own refs, I have to say no. The NBA press conference, or an NFL press conference, or the whole world running up because of that call. I don't want to hear that again. Mark my words, folks. I'm coming into the Players Association. I'm coming into whatever association I need to get into to fire up each and one of your butts and get you off that field, off that court, off that ice. I don't give two shits about you at all. So no matter what you call, you better care about the game, because if you make one more bad call,
I am for it. I think bad calls need to go.
You're on dad's calling in your face.
Because these bad calls give me blood. Early in the morning,
That is the Monday rant for today. Thank you, Stephen, for joining me on that one. And we'll get into the NHL this time. Stars and Blues going to Game 3, tied 1-1. That game is on tonight, and I am excited, Stephen. I mean, you don't get to watch your Knights tonight, but you get to watch the Stars.
like I said from the beginning, I didn't grow up in Dallas, but my family lives there now, so I will root for the Dallas Stars. Anybody that calls me a bandwagon, I'm not rooting for them to win. I mean, they're not my team, but hey, hometown in terms of the Houston doesn't have a team. When they have a team, that'll be the new kind of hometown I root for them. But the Dallas Stars are the Texas team, and I hope they do well. Bring a Stanley Cup home to Texas. I'll be rooting for them. I'll be at work, but I'll be watching it when I can. But yes, definitely upset that I won't be cheering for my Knights. But we'll see how the Stars fare against the Blues tonight. It should be a good game. Both teams looking good. Had a little bit of break to get healthy, and so let's see how it goes tonight.
Well, a heartbreaker for New York after going 4-0 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. They come into Carolina, not tonight, but the next night, down 2-0. They go to Carolina in a little bit of a funk. They haven't scored very many goals in the last few times, and they've just looked god-awful, and they could get swept. In Carolina, after a 7-game series against the defending champs, they could go to Eastern Conference Finals in a breeze and flash or whatever. It could be like a snap of the fingers like Thanos. I mean, it could be anything. Steven, I know you smiled at that one. I saw you. But it could happen. Knock on wood, I did not jinx that. Steven knows all about that right now. But
don't let this man talk. If y'all have seen Infinity War, the part when they're trying their god hardest to not let Thanos snap is the exact same thing I feel when Jacob starts talking about playoffs. Is please, for the love of God, make him stop before he jinxed another team. But too late. It's on record. He already said it. Carolina and the Islanders, we're excited to see what happens. Islanders coming off, like I said, that hot streak against Pittsburgh. Carolina coming down, taking down the Capitals. I'm just going to keep going with you because you already jinxed it. So if we get angry Carolina fans when the Islanders come back, that is on Jacob Steiner. But yeah, we're excited to see what the NHL playoffs come. The Avalanche and the Sharks leading series tied 1-1.
Islanders and the Sharks. You mean
Avalanche and the Sharks. Obviously, you should know who I want to win in that one. So we'll see how this week goes. We got a couple good games this week going into the Eastern Conferences and all the conference games.
Well, conference finals predictions. Obviously, I want my Stars, but I don't really think they're going to get it done. I think the Blues' offense is too much for the Stars. I'm going to go Stars and I'm probably going to have to pick the Sharks. I'm sorry, Steven. I am so sorry. The Knights should have been there. Blatant calls, but
Your fault.
It's not my fault. They were up 3-1 in a series. They had 2 chances to get it done before I jinxed them.
You heard it here first.
No,
Jacob's fault.
Don't put that on me.
Jacob's fault. Jacob was in very. How do I put this delicately? Jacob almost lost his life that night. There was almost no longer a 4th and 11 show. I'm just gonna put that out there.
There's gonna be no wake and bake either.
I don't care. Jacob was
been in jail.
Jacob was a Thanos snap away from having his neck snapped. But I'm excited for the conference final games coming up. But we'll have to get to this week first and see how it goes.
No, all right. I want to say just real quick. They were up 3-0.
I've heard this all week, folks. I'm closing my la 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 la.
They're up 3-0, and I walk out the door to take out the trash, and I walk back in, and I look at my other roommate's eyes, and he goes, "You just screwed Steven over so badly." And I look at the TV, it's 3-2, and I'm like, oh, and Steven's just like curled up, breathing heavy under the blanket. Oh my goodness. Oh, I wish I caught that on camera. I really do. But now we have to do another day.
Alright, the title for that video would have been Roommate Murdered by Other Roommate.
You got murder on your mind, Steven?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, so we move in to our final thing, everyone's favorite. And if you like our top 5s, go give us some topics to talk about on our top 5s at our Twitters, or who do you think won the top 5s on Twitter. Go hit us up there. We start out with top 5 Marvel movies. I will start off today, Steven. Iron Man 2 at number 5. I loved Iron Man. It was. I can't be any more blatant about that. Captain America: Civil War at number 4. It was basically like an Avengers almost, and I wish I saw that in theaters with someone, because I would have been hyped. I wish I knew you before when that came out. But at number 3, you hate it, but it's Ultron, Age of Ultron. I like that one. That's at number 3. Brought 3 new characters into it, right? The hot guy. No, I'm so.
Yeah, this is his third favorite, folks. The one that he can't remember. Continue.
No, Black Widow.
Definitely not.
What?
Black Widow was in the first movie.
Oh wait.
Black Widow was in Iron Man 2, which is your favorite one, your fifth pick.
Scarlet Witch. That's who I'm fucking.
About time.
I am so bad right now. I just watched. Oh my goodness. They brought everyone. I like that one. And then Spider-Man Homecoming at number 2, and number 1 is going to be Endgame. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it right now. Buy tickets. Steven, your top 5.
My top 5. Let me first get on the record first that he hasn't seen all the Marvel movies, so his list might not be the true list of himself.
But I've seen the good ones.
He's never seen any of the Guardians of the Galaxies.
He hasn't seen Doctor Strange.
He hasn't seen Doctor Strange.
I hated it.
There's other movies he hasn't seen that has Marvel.
I've seen one, Thor.
Yeah, he hasn't seen Thor: Dark World or Ragnarok. So let's just get into mine, because mine is an actual true indication of the movies, and from a true fan who's seen all of them. Coming in at number 5 would be Civil War. I liked Iron Man and Captain America fight. Team Iron Man all the way. It was kind of like an Avengers, but I wouldn't call it an Avengers because they weren't avenging anybody. Like it was a civil war. It was just clear decide of who's on what team. And I think just the acting was great. I think the plot twist at the end, I don't want to give any spoilers for those who haven't seen it, even though it's kind of been out for like 2 years. So if you haven't seen it already, you should probably go see it. But the plot twist at the end, just the fighting, the introducing of the Black Panther, all of those just kind of combining into just a great cinematic piece. Top 5 goes to Civil War. 4, Infinity War. Infinity War, when I first kind of glanced, I remember going to the theater and walking out going, it was okay. But the more I've watched it, now they put it on Netflix, I've realized it's such a detrimental setup to Endgame that it has to be in the top 5. So I'm putting it top 4. Number 3 probably number 3 and 2 were definitely the hardest ones to figure out, because obviously there's a clear one. We'll get to 1. But the 2 and 3 were probably, if I could say, 2 and 2.5. I'm going to put Doctor Strange at number 3. I love Benedict Cumberbatch. Anybody that knows me know that I'm a Benedict Cumberbatch fan. I love Sherlock. I love all the movies he's in. So I think he's a great actor, and he plays Doctor Strange so well. And the movie in itself was so... It was in like Inception, but like a Marvel movie, and it was great, and it had a great story. And at the end, I like Doctor Strange. I think that would be number 3. Number 2 would be Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok, like I said, hard fighting against Doctor Strange, but overall the story, overall the funniness of Thor Ragnarok, the music, the cinematography, the colors and the visuals, and just the whole atmosphere of Ragnarok was just it was so good. I remember coming out of the theater going, that was such a good Marvel movie, like feeling so just pumped about Marvel that I hadn't felt in a long time. Thor Ragnarok coming at 2, and number 1, like Jacob says, Endgame. Watching it today, I mean, wow. I don't want to give any away spoilers because, honestly, like I know this is like a PG-13, but fuck people who give away spoilers. If you are a person that gives away spoilers to a movie, especially like Endgame, don't listen to our show. I don't care. You are not welcome here, people who give away spoilers to movies like Endgame. Endgame was a great movie. It brought together all the characters. It was the movie of the century. I mean, I'm a DC guy myself. No, take that back. I'm a DC Marvel guy. I love superheroes in general. But Marvel blew Endgame out the water in terms of just the twist and the turns and just the action and the movement of your heart. And I mean, Y'all, we went at 11 o'clock at night. There were girls there. There were guys there. There were frat boys there. There were sorority girls there. There were I mean,
this is the college town that we're talking about here.
It was a melting pot of people in that movie theater, and there was not one dry eye in that damn theater. So it was such a great movie. It hit so many places. Endgame has to be number one of top Marvel movies.
Oh my goodness! I just want to go ahead and say, people who spoil Endgame, you don't have to watch the Wake and Bake show because Steven disallowed y'all. But come watch 4th and 11. I don't really care. I've already watched it. If you want to spoil it to me, that's fine because I've already watched it. You can't really spoil anything for me. But Steven, I'll let you go first on top 5 Marvel characters. Your top 5, Steven?
Top 5 Marvel heroes, we're going to get into it. Coming at number 5 would be Spider-Man. Everybody loves Neighborhood Spider-Man. For the Neighborhood Spider-Man, Tom Holland does a great job of Peter Parker. Hashtag Tobey Maguire was still my favorite, but whatever. Tom Holland does a great job of Spider-Man. Does a great job with this Spider-Man. This Spider-Man that the directors are going with is the comic book Spider-Man. It's the Spider-Man everyone loves. And I think with his acting and with how Spider-Man is portrayed in Homecoming, Far From Home, Endgame, Infinity War, he does a great job. Spider-Man coming in at 5. Number 4, Captain America. Chris Evans has always done a great job of Captain America. Chris Evans has always been Captain America. And he plays a great character. He has that, Boy Scout in him, but he also has that kind of Hellraiser troublemaker in him too. So Captain America, number coming at 4. Number 3 would be Thor. Just kind of like Thor Ragnarok. Thor's a quirky dude. He's funny. He's kind of smart. He's super freaking powerful. And I think he deserves a spot in the top 5, so I'm going to give him a 3. Number 2, my boy Doctor Strange. The dude can do anything. I mean, give him the Infinity Stone, and like Thanos, if people have seen Infinity War, Thanos was having a hard time beating this guy. This man can make your bullets turn into butterflies and your shards of glass turn into dust. And I mean, it's hard pressed to defeat someone as strong as Doctor Strange. That's why he's in number 2. Number 1 would be the Godfather, RDJ, Iron Man. Iron Man is number 1. He's the founder. I mean, RDJ has played, just like how Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool, RDJ was born to play Tony Stark. He is the perfect Iron Man. He is dedicated to his fans. He is dedicated to this universe. And it's going to be sad seeing him and Chris Evans not play Captain America anymore. That's not any spoilers. It's been known. These are their last movies. But he has paved the way for so many other Marvel movies to come, all starting in Iron Man 1, 2008. It was a momentum, and I'm so excited to be part of this journey that is Marvel. And so, top 5 Marvel movies, Iron Man takes home the win.
Well, that was a pretty good top 5. I'll give you that. Coming in number 5 for me, it's going to be Thor, even though I've watched only one Thor movie. I mean, I liked him in Avengers since day one. Thor is all-powerful, but he just sits at number 5 for me for right now. Number 4, everyone loves The Neighborhood Spider-Man.
And friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Whatever, Steven. I don't care. I can say The Neighborhood Spider-Man. I don't care. I can say it the way I want. Freedom of freaking speech. If you put it in a constitution, I can say whatever I want on this show. It's my show.
It's like saying the Seattle Bears. No, it's the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, but I can say those. I can call them the Bears. That's not make it right. Now I can say the Seattle Seahawks suck. That's my freedom of speech.
Okay, La Vegas, jokers, whatever you want. I don't give a crap. Number 3, Captain America. I want you to shut up. Number 2, Scarlet Witch, because she's just a badass. I'm not gonna say anything. Not at all. Not one word. And then RDJ, obviously Iron Man, the best he was born to play it, just like you said. He is the greatest Marvel character of them all. He started it. I am really, really happy to see what happens in Marvel later on. As we move into our final top 5 of the night, top 5 draft classes of all time, mostly because we just had the draft. So I'm going to go with number 5, an easy one at number 5, because the other 4 are too good for this one. 1969 with Joe Green and O.J. Simpson. I'm just going to leave it there. Those two names just are too good to just go any farther on that one. Number 4, 2001, LaDainian Tomlinson, Drew Brees, Reggie Wayne, and Santana Moss, and a whole bunch of other guys. 2001 was a great draft class, and it deserves a top 5 spot. Number 3, 2007 with Calvin Johnson, Joe Thomas, Adrian Peterson, and Darrelle Revis. I mean, I wish CJ was still here in the NFL, but he's not. But he's Hall of Fame down the road, definitely. Number 2, J.J. Watt in the 2011 draft with Richard Sherman, Cam Newton, and Von Miller, Steven's favorite guy, and A.J. Green, also in that draft, 2011. Definitely some superstars on the defensive end. And if he stays consistent, maybe an NFL Hall of Famer down the line in Cam Newton. But if he stays consistent, for goodness sakes. But at number 1, 1983, we all remember this draft. The Elway, the Jim Kellys, the Dan Marinos, and Eric Dickerson. The quarterbacks and then the one running back. And, I mean, we can go into that. There's a whole ESPN thing on it. 1983 is the number 1. Steven, take it away for your top 5.
Top 5, going into start at number 5 is the class of 1971. I mean, you've got the Hall of Famers Jack Ham, John Riggins. You also got some notables. Archie Manning paved the way for his boys. I think that was kind of just, it was a silent little killer in the sense of Archie getting into playing for the Saints, and then just kind of instilling his boys' love for the game. I think that set it up really well. Number 4 would be 1996, Ray Lewis, Terrell Owens, Brian Dawkins, Keyshawn Johnson, first overall pick. My dad, I was born in 1996, and I remember my dad talking about that in terms of Terrell Owens. So that definitely number 4. Number 3, obviously we got to go 1993. We got John Lynch, Will Shields, and Michael Strahan. We all love Michael Strahan, from his movies to his commentating to his Good Morning America and football. The dude can play. And then a first overall pick, your boy Drew Bledsoe. We love Drew Bledsoe. I like Drew Bledsoe. I think he was a great player. Going at number 2 would be 1981, Lawrence Taylor, Dennis Smith, James Brooke, George Rogers going first overall. I love that. And then obviously number 1. And this is something that I liked. I saw this and I could not. I didn't think about it, even though it's kind of a hard place for my heart. It would be 1983, like you said, John Elway, Dan Marino, Eric Dickerson, Jim Kelly, but Bruce Matthews, which is the father of Jake Matthews, Mike Matthews, the Matthews boys, who I went to high school with. Bruce Matthews was my freshman weight training coach. He taught me how to properly lift weights my freshman year. Him, Jake, and Mike.
Well, if you got Steven's final little number 1, that's about it. I mean, audio cut out on me. I'm so sorry. But we will catch y'all next time on the 4th and 11 show, and also the Wake and Bake show on Friday. So sorry about the audio. Sorry about all of that. That's the best we could do. Steven did not want to stay for me to fix this thing. He just wanted to get the heck out of there. He had stuff to do today. But this has been the morning show. So have a good rest of your Monday morning, or Monday, or whatever you want. I'm I'm really pissed at this thing, how it just cut off. Stupid technology. I need to get it fixed, but this has been the 4th and 11 show. I'm your host, Jacob Steiner, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.